Good morning. It's B from B to U. Coming to you from the car. I think I'll take the back roads today. These are not like the back roads that you would be thinking of course, because for me, growing up, back roads were country roads with trees and nothing else. But these are city back roads. So if I would turn right here, which, oh my gosh, you don't want to see the traffic there. Oh, I don't think I can get it down the hill. Oh, I can't. It is backed up for miles. I can see it all the way to I would go right here if I wanted to go to 30. But I can see it to my left. It's backed up for miles upon miles upon miles. Oh, there's lots of emergency equipment lights blinking down there. So something's bad happening down there. So we're going to I would take the back road anyway, which is a city back road, not a country back road. I would normally take it anyway, but today especially because the highway is closed. So, what are we going to talk about today? I don't know. I am on my way to family. They need my assistance today, so I'm doing that. A lot going on the YouTube streets, every which way you look. We have Johnny Gobble Turkey Man over there wanting to sue people for things he said with his own mouth, so that's a little difficult. If you haven't, check out Gotcha Man's newest video over there, and you will see him with his own mouth say what he's complaining somebody said about him. So that happened. And then in another neck of the woods, Tira's having fun. Tira is having fun. That's all I could tell you. She's getting her content out, doing her nails, eating her Mexican food, and having a great day. I don't know. Lots of stuff going on every which way. Tira mentioned it, and then I came and talked to her. She had posted about her, who she calls Mama, having been, not scammed, romance scam, basically, is the gist of what I'm getting at. So she talked about her Mama getting in a DMs with someone who wasn't who they said they were, and they claimed to be, I believe hers is a musician, maybe an R&B or a jazz singer, I'm not quite sure, I can't remember, I'll be honest with you, but same principle of a romance scam. And we've had that happen close to home, and ours was, I don't want to say ours was worse, but it was worse. Money was lost, lots of money was lost. So I'd like to talk about that someday. I was kind of waiting for the conclusion of it, and we have, it's not concluded per se, but we have reached a neutral ground where it can be talked about. Police were involved in different things. So someday we're going to talk about that. If anybody's interested, or you have a story too, let me know. We can all talk about it together, because we have, Tira knows one, I know one. I'm sure there's other people, and people were like, how can people fall for that? How can they fall for that? Well, it's not that hard once you see what's going on and know what's happening and how they play their game and stuff. But I mean, I'd like to say I wouldn't, because I'm like, I am leery of everybody and everything, and I am not the ride or die and jump on board. So, but I know people who believe every item on the TikTok shop is all the claims are exactly as they are, and they buy everything, and then they get duped with, some crappy product from China that doesn't work or something, So, it happens. So it's, if these people are not lonely, because we have, of course, we're all in their lives, so I don't know how they were that lonely, but obviously they were, at some deep down level. So that happens, and that's not a good thing. So So if you know anything about that, let me know. My email, I need to fix my YouTube. I really do. I've been slacking because of everything that's going on, and then all the work I've had to do lately, and Dallas roads at their finest. So all just been busy, but I need to revamp my description box and about me's and what have yous and stuff. And I don't know if I'll do that as far as the about me, because I still appreciate all the views and all the people who come here to hear me talk, and so that still stands. These roads are horrible. Let me tell you first. They have reconstructed these roads 10 times. It's very foggy today. Yesterday it was so rainy that you couldn't see past the end of your car. It was flooding everywhere. Cars were floating. It was not a good sight. As we move forward here, you're going to see, well, if you can see through the murky clouds, it's hard to. Dallas will be to the left, like the skyscrapers and city line and stuff. But these roads here, the right lane is the worst lane, because that is where the buses travel through, and they weigh so much that it breaks down the road and makes it so bumpy and not a good place to drive. But this lane that I'm in, the middle lane, is where usually the 18-wheelers are driving through, and it's tore up from the weight of those, not so much as the bumpiness like that, but of the concrete and broken and potholes and stuff like that. Yeah. So anyway, I keep getting text messages and stuff, and I'm not paying attention because I'm driving. Hello. But this is, bad road. This is Irving Boulevard is what it's called. It runs from, I don't even know how far it goes north, honestly, past Irving. But it runs down through downtown Dallas and South Dallas, and they turn lane too. I will eventually have some things to point out here. I wish I could turn the camera to where you can see to the right, and there's a neat little place up here. There's some breweries. They're revamping everything. It's kind of, this is the run, well, this is not South Dallas, this is West Dallas, but it's been run down, and they're revamping a lot of things and bringing it back. And this is not as bad as the gentrification of South Dallas, but this is where a lot of nightclubs and stuff are. You really can't see them in the daytime, but they're off in these little sides buildings that we're looking at. And then there's a place up here that has, like, where you can stop and take pictures, and it says "Ride it like you stole it," and it has those little baby horses that you find at playgrounds on the spring, you know, the ones that just kind of go back and forth. And they have that, and they have murals, like, I want to say 3 or 4 on one side of the building, so you can take different pictures there. There is a car buried halfway in the ground, sticking out. There's a Playboy bunny neon out in front of it. It has a little silo on the top of it, and it's painted like the Tin Man. It's so cute. Anyway, so that's down here on the right. Then I'll point out more when we get into downtown area, unless I see something in the process. But this is the travel route through this, to not go on the highways, but to get to downtown Dallas, or to even go past downtown Dallas. I'm heading towards Houston, so if that tells you anything as directional wise from Dallas to Houston. So there's Bishop Cider Company. That's a club, a bar. Over here on the right, I think where those cars are, on the other side of that, there's some furniture places that are like I don't know if you remember back when Anna Nicole went and bought that big, huge throne and that type of furniture that was like furry and fluffy and weird with feathers and stuff. There's a place like that over there. It's not much in the market for it myself, but it exists. And then, so I'm trying to think, what else can we talk about aside from the petty drama? To my left was a mural of Marilyn Monroe. There's a lot of trucking companies and businesses and bars and industrial area. Had a road rage down here one day. It's not this one. I'll tell you when I get there. So, I drove this route. I drive this route to get to 45 South to go to Houston, but to avoid Dallas and Dallas traffic and the highways and all that. I just prefer it over anything. But I also drove this way to come down to go. I graduated from college in downtown Dallas, and that was one of the reasons I would drive this route all the time. And then I don't know. Seems to be moving slow today, but we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Yeah, I keep getting comments on my stuff that don't really pertain to me, but it's okay. I'm not going to play the drama with these people. They've done what they've done. I've done what I've done. And I know that I'm okay with what I've done. So, which is nothing. Talk to people, encourage people, So, whatever happens there, happens there. I'm all right with it. To the left there is a Mama's Daughter's Diner, and it's falling apart. I wish they'd fix it, but it's a staple. It's been here forever. They have good breakfast food and kind of like Waffle House on steroids, if you will. Like it's still the same, but it's a nice little quaint place and has a lot of decorations in there to look at. Yeah, so anyway, if people have a problem with what they've participated in, I'm good with it. But you're not going to put that on me. You're just not. So, you can kind of make out the skyline. It's very, very bad looking. We have that fog, that really thick, dense fog today. So it's really hard to see, but I love Dallas. I just do. I love being downtown, like on the downtown streets. And I enjoy the city a lot. There's the Taboo Lounge to the left, and Double D's. These are all been remodeled. There's the place to the right. You can't see it. The right, like you stole it. All these places have been redone. So over here to the left, I know you can't really make them out, but like in some of these buildings, if you ever watched, what's that called? Storage Wars. This building right here, Vintage Furniture, Collectibles, and Decor to the left. Lulu Bee's Design District. Those were on Storage Wars. Okay, I take back everything I said. I think it was Mary Padian, not him. Gosh, I can't remember his name. The eccentric older man. He was thin, gray hair. He'd wear glasses a lot that kind of looked like aviation glasses or something, but they were glasses. And he would take some of the stuff he found, the vintage stuff, to some of these places here on the street right here. So this intersection here, one day, long time ago, actually several years ago, I had been coming the other direction, and I turned left here, and I turned around on that street, and I was coming out as if I come out right there, like where that black Honda is. I don't know why his blinkers on if you don't come over. And so I was driving like where he's at. Well, some woman came out of nowhere. It was only me and her on the street. And she came out of nowhere, and she was honking at me and raising 9 kinds of nothing. I mean, she was getting it. And she was mad. I don't even know what the heck she was mad about, but she was mad, and she ran in front of, like, she was behind me and came up like where I'm at to the left here in the middle lane. And then when we get up here a little bit further, she like dipped in front of me and hit the front of my car and pushed me into the sidewalk there over like to the right. And then she got out and she started banging on my window. She's lucky she didn't get shot, I'll be honest with you. And then she got in her car and she left, and I had to follow her and call the police and everything. And she had no insurance, no everything. You know, it was like, are you kidding me? And you're going to act a fool like that? This building to the right, the dark brown buildings that you're looking at, are the Dallas County Jail and the Dallas County Courthouse. And then that in front of you is the ball, is what we call it. And then, let's see, what else? That's a parking structure to the left for the courts and the jail. And how to walk across it with the skywalk there. To the right here is the courthouse. And down here are a lot of like bail bonds and stuff, and liquor stores, of course. Anything around a jail, I guess. I've been through that jail several times. My ex-husband was there a lot. So here's the liquor stores and bail bonds. And this is how majority of our highways are here. This stacked on top of each other to the straight to the moon. You know, they go pretty high up there. This is not the highest area either. There's some that are way higher. So of course, when we don't get snow here. I mean, we do get snow. I don't want to say that, but we get more ice than we get like people up north get snowstorms. You know, or in Colorado, I have family that lives out there, and you just get, you know, you can drive on snow and stuff. You can't drive on ice. So when this stuff freezes, you can't get up those hills to get to the top of these infrastructures to drive across. So it closes our city down essentially. This building to the right, it's a nightclub, but here to the left in this median, there was a man, and he's famous, but he's somebody, a boxer or something, and he was driving a really, really expensive sports car, and he wrecked in that median there, and he's someone's famous son or something. Maybe I can look it up.
Crash happened. You can see Spence's Ferrari roll multiple times down an uptown street. The crash ejected the boxer, but miraculously, he is expected to be okay. According to police, the vehicle was going at a high rate of speed. It went over the center median and flipped multiple times.
You missed your turn there, didn't you? But he wrecked and flipped the car there. But the cameras from that nightclub on the right caught it, and they had it on like TMZ and everything. Over here to the right too, you can't see it, is Fuel City, and Fuel City is a gas station, but everybody goes to Fuel City for some tacos. You can get some good elote out there on the parking lot too. They're doing a lot of construction down here, which is good, but then it seems like just as soon as they do it, it's bad again. So it's not really it doesn't help us. It doesn't help the city. And if I were to go straight here through this, straight down that road, I've driven down there before, and I have a short on my page that has the Longhorn Ballroom. It's at the end of this road, when you get down to the end of that. So that's where that would go to. But where I'm headed now is towards the Dallas police station and Gillies. I don't know if a lot of people know Dallas Gillies. And that'll be on, well, we got a lot of traffic. That'll be up here on the right if we can get through all this traffic here. Again, to the left is downtown Dallas, and straight ahead somewhat, but it's to the left of me. Again, I'm like went down beside it, and now I'm up underneath of Dallas. These used to be some really cute murals and stuff, but people came through and tagged them and wrote all over them, and they had to cover them with some paint, and it's just not as pretty. If I were to go straight right here through Botham Jean, that sign in front of us, just go straight through there, I would be going under the what is it called? It's the convention center, the K. Bailey Hutchins Convention Center. I really love this. Oh, you can't see it. There's a building right there. It's like Art Deco gas station. It's an original. That's what it looked like. They've painted it and, upkept it and stuff, but it's a Art Deco. It used to be a gas station, but I love that building. And then, like I said, right here to the right, we're going to turn right when this light changes. And on the right-hand side will be I can't remember what it's called. It's the ballroom. It's where Ryan Upchurch had his last concert here in Dallas. And it's Gillies. It's like 3 different things in one building. It's all the same. But, so, right there is the building. South side. Right there. Look up. Okay, South side Ballroom is right there. And that's Gillies, the saloon. And there's another nightclub in there. I can't think of what it is. And then that South side on Lamar, right up there. If you remember the, let me tell you real quick. And to the left is the police station. But if you remember the case of Botham Jean, he was in his apartment, and Amber Geiger, one of our Dallas Police Department at the time, officers parked her car on the wrong floor, went to his apartment, says she thought he was a stranger in her apartment that is 1 floor off from hers, and she ended up shooting and killing him. That was the apartment complex that it happened at, and that was the police station across the street. And then there's really not much more up here for a minute, but all of that construction right there, all of those apartments and townhomes and stuff, those are all new. This used to be empty and nothing down here whatsoever. It was just an empty corner lot. But those are all being built, and I'm sure they're going to cost a fortune. And this is the low income. This is South Dallas, the lowest of the low, actually, for the area. And I bet you anything that those apartments, the price goes through the roof to where people cannot even afford to live down there. But to the probably about 2 blocks to the left. Okay, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. 2 blocks to the left is the homeless encampment. We visit that a lot with our outreach stuff. And then to my right here, that building you're seeing in that open area right there is where they film Queen of the South, I think is what it's called. Holy crap, did y'all see that truck run me off the freaking road? I sure did. Alrighty then. Yeah. Queen of the South was filmed there. And some other stuff. It's the Southside Film Studio. To the left is the Recycle Center, and that's a mess at times with people trying to get in there to make money. That building right there to the right that looks like it's fallen down, that is a Dallas County building where they have parts of the education services and stuff, and it's like, are you kidding me? Like City Works. But it's really, really bad. And then, whoops, dropped something. That little liquor store there to the left used to be very popular, and it's now closed. And we're going to turn right here, right, with the green light that they just turned in front of us, and get on 45, headed south to Houston. So that was a little trip through the outskirts, downtown, back roads of Dallas. Nothing too exciting, but it was fun. I don't know why I like downtown so much. It just, I don't know, I do. I'm a country girl. I want to be on a farm on a bunch of acreage with nobody around me in my own little farmhouse, but then I still love the city, so I'm just torn. Because we used to live in the country, and then 12, 13 years ago, I don't know, we moved to Dallas, and my heart wants to go back to the country, of course, but then I still have that love for Dallas. So now we just drive. There's not much here to see except for normal gas stations and travel stop type things, So that's it for my adventure. We're on 45 South, headed towards Houston, and it is 60 miles per hour here, but sooner or later we get up there and it's 75, so it's going to be a quick trip once you get past the beginnings of it. So thank you for coming on this ride with me. There's a man broke down in the middle of the street, waving orange shirt to get people to go around him. That is scary. Being broke down in Dallas is a scary proposition, I'll tell you. I broke down not too long ago, and I was all the way on the shoulder of the road, and people were looking at their phones and stuff with their head down, and I could see them in my rearview mirror just coming straight for me, even though I was completely off the road on the shoulder. It's a dangerous place to be. It really is. But because people will pass you on the side of the road too. It's just not a great place to be if you have to break down. But anyway, thank you for coming on this ride with me, and we'll have to talk soon. Let me know what y'all want to talk about, and we can absolutely do that. But for now, I'm going to sign off, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.